Ciao everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those that are new, my name is Blair. I'm an American businesswoman and influencer based here in Belgrade, Serbia. On my channel, I talk about expat life in Serbia. I share events I go to, and I have my own company, ABC Experiences and Events, BOO. Today's topic, I want to talk about the Serbian Kafana and how it's such an experience. For me as a foreigner that has lived in a lot of places around the world. Here I think Kafana is kind of like an equalizer where it doesn't matter how rich you are or how poor you are. At the Kafana, at a table, you know, we're all the same. And 2 weeks ago I went to a birthday party. Music, it's really a beautiful thing to see here. As an American, I feel so blessed to live in a country where we're together to celebrate, to laugh, to drink, to have a feast of food. And when I first came here and I was dating a Serbian man, he took me to some of the kafanas with his friends, and it was just like, I've never experienced this. So what is a kafana? And Serbs, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a traditional Serbian restaurant where they have live music. There's always a feast of food, so people usually go with a group of like minimum 5, 10, or in my case, when I first went to not only just kafana, but a slava, someone rented out the whole kafana, there was like 50 people, endless amount of food, and I'll talk later about what is a slava, and a lot of drinks, so the rakia, the table is set with a feast of salads, meat plates, cheese plates, and you have to really be able to pace yourself that evening when you go. You usually go to the kafanas even if you go like late afternoon, don't expect to leave the kafana earlier than midnight. It's just like a whole entire camaraderie of good energy, dancing, and since I've been in Serbia for about 3 years, I was familiar with some of the songs. And it just goes to show, like, despite the hardships that Serbia has faced, and I think the hardest times are behind Serbia, people here do really celebrate life. With your family, with your friends. People are not going to stop celebrating their birthdays or stop getting married or having babies because life is difficult. And even if you don't have much, going to a kafana with your friends, with your families, or with strangers, it's still such a beautiful and, mind-blowing experience. I know with Americans, we have maybe Thanksgiving and then we have some holiday parties, but this is something to a next level, where being in this traditional space to celebrate with close friends, and then as the night goes on till 10, 11, 12, midnight, or 2 in the morning, you know, you see someone at the next table and you're dancing with them and you're drinking with them. It's really an amazing experience, I think, if you're coming here to Serbia for holiday or coming to Serbia for business. You want to ask your colleagues or the locals, like, what kafana I can go to, can I join you to go into kafana, because it's such a beautiful experience. See here in Belgrade that people still celebrate life. Life is very much celebrated here, and getting together with some friends, whether it's over rakia or just a nice lunch, or in the case going to a kafana for a dinner or party, it is just it's not like you forget your problems, it's just like what really matters in life is the people around you, people you have good conversations with, people you drink with, that you can really open up and share not just the good things in your life, but the challenges you have, and have really good and authentic conversations. With Americans, people I've met here like, wow, we do like Americans, but Americans come off a bit fake, and I can agree with that. People don't really show who they really are. They might say, yeah, hi, how are you? They don't really mean it. And going to some parties, now that I think about growing up, it's very superficial. Birthday parties are not the same. In my childhood, you had someone at home, you had a couple birthday presents, and you had a cake, chips, soda, and that was it. And I'm sure rich people always had these very lavish parties, but it was not all over social media. Now we see how everyone's just kind of trying to compete or outcompete, the last birthday party they went to. It's not exactly about the child, it's about how can I impress other people. I don't feel out of place because as an American, it's just like, I'm welcomed here. I feel especially this year, since I've really nurtured and solidified a lot of my relationships going to house parties, going to this Kafana birthday party. I've been invited to a wedding this year, which I'm really excited about. The Kafana, it really shows how genuine and friendly and good Serbian people are, and this space to celebrate life. Really beautiful to see. While there are like very fancy and elegant venues for more elaborate events, I think the Kafana is something all Serbs of all societies, of all classes of societies can come together and be like an equal people. And I'm really glad I was familiar with some of the songs, so just singing along and dancing. My friend was dancing on a chair. The cakes, the sweets, it was just such an amazing experience. And I feel a deep appreciation that living here, that I can experience that with friends, or even if I go by myself. I wouldn't go to Kafana by myself, but I knew if I went by myself, I would eventually join a table and get to know people. I just feel like in the US or in a lot of Western countries, people feel so lonely, or people are too scared to go out. And even if you are confident in yourself to go out by yourself, like very rarely some group of people are like, hey, join our table. Like that's not gonna happen often, I guess, in the US or in countries like the UK or Germany or Austria. It's just, you go, you eat, you leave. Here in Serbia, and maybe when I was in Kazakhstan actually happened, when I went out, people invited me to eat with them. I'm used to being alone. I'm not waiting for permission or someone to ask me out, so I do eat out alone. I eat at home alone. But here, if I went out, people ask, hey, do you want to join us for a drink? Do you want to join our table and eat with us? I think eating is so sacred with people, and it's one way to really get to know other people. So I think the Kafana is one of the gems of Serbian society, where everyone is equal, everyone has a good time, good energy, good food, good drinks, and of course, good music. So if you're gonna come to Belgrade, definitely go to Kafana. And if you wanna have a holiday here, write in the comment section or email me, because I do curate travel experiences as well. And if you're gonna be in Belgrade in May, I will be having an afternoon tea party, which is women only. And my tea parties obviously are not compared to Kafanas, but it's still a wonderful event for women in business, specifically women in diplomacy, women in finance, women in tech, to get together over afternoon tea and get to know other women, expat, and local women. So Serbian society, despite everything that's happening, people can get together and be in community and really settle and talk at a kafana. Let me know your thoughts.